Have fun with it. You're never going to be able to grow it out like this again, at least for a long time.
We hope.
Until it starts to fall out. So just have fun with it and knock yourself out. The other thing we wanted to find out was, well, so what's going on with the restaurants? Over the next 2 days, we're going to do just that. Andrew Galarno from the Buffalo News is going to join us tomorrow. He's already posted some of the things that you can do to try to help out your local restaurant if you can. But we also wanted to talk to Donnie Burtless from Buffalo Eats, sort of get the lay of the land from him to find out, like, what is he doing? Is he going out? Is he trying anything? Is there anything that may have popped up that might be worth trying while we're all in quarantine to begin with? Is Donnie ready?
Yep.
Donnie, thanks for coming on the show. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Tell us where you've been eating.
Actually, just the other night went to Waxlight on Chandler Street, which was doing a special like fried chicken meal with hush puppies and selling quart containers of their amazing mashed potatoes. That is honestly like the best thing I've ever had. So we're trying to switch it up. Pizza here and there just because it's nice and convenient. Get a fish fry when we can find one. But that's about it. I don't want to say we've gone full bunker, but we're getting dangerously close to that here.
Has fish fry been a problem for you?
Fish fries it's amazing how quickly they're selling out. Frank Hot Dog, the gourmet hot dog restaurant on Kenmore, I think their pre-orders for their fish fries started on Tuesdays and would fill up by Wednesday. And so I know that's the case with other, popular fish fry spots, is that people were just like going crazy. And maybe it's always been this way, but it just maybe seeing like a line of people 6 feet apart down a street it makes you realize how many people actually order fish fries during Lent.
Oh, yeah. No, it's nuts.
Well, now that's over with.
It's tough, though, right? Because it's not like you're going to have a fryer in your house. I mean, there are some people who do, but most don't.
Yeah, exactly. You really got to kind of weigh, we live in Williamsville, so, anytime I'm trying to get takeout from, somewhere in the city, especially with the fish fry, that's not the most traveled well food out there. You kind of got to have a game plan to kind of crisp it up when you get home.
Yep. Like French fries.
Like people just, exactly, yeah. But it seems like people are just willing to, they want those routines in their lifestyle, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it.
Donnie Burtless' son from Buffalo Eats, Shredd and Ragan Show. We're trying to find out, what he's been trying and, what's out there that might be different or something to try on a takeout to keep our restaurants going. Sunny Red's was a place that you mentioned on one of the feeds. I think it's for Buffalo Eats. It's wood-fired buffalo pizza. What is this? Yeah,
it's a really interesting idea. It's basically, taking the wood-fire style pizza, a big giant wood oven. I believe this is from Italy, and kind of melding the Neapolitan style, which is the simple, throw it in there for 90 seconds and it's done, but have some of those buffalo flavors, the cup and char pepperoni, the sweeter sauce, a little bit thicker, kind of the best of both worlds type of offering they're going for there.
Yeah. So where is Sunny Red's? Do you know?
That's in Lackawanna, I believe. Not exactly sure of the exact street, but I know it's one of those restaurants where Lackawanna's had a couple of cool openings over the last couple of years, and it's kind of one of those things where you have to kind of remind people, Lackawanna can be a dining destination. But yeah, no, they're out that way.
Because they got Curly's, they got Mulberry over there. So
yeah, exactly. They got
Winfield's
Pub, which is right on the border of Lackawanna and West Seneca. I know Black Iron Bistro is right down the street as well. So that whole area has got a lot of cool places.
Sunny Red's is also on Abbott Road, just in case you're wondering.
Yes.
Sounds like a great concept, though. I'll bet you the pizza's damn good. All right, so now we got to try that. What about some of your restaurant friends? I don't know if you've heard anything from them and how they're doing, how they're faring in some of this. What are you hearing on that?
So, I mean, the people I've talked to, there's a lot of people who, God bless them, are just putting on a smile and just trying to stay positive and work through this. I mean, clearly, takeout helps, but it's not anywhere near the full business they were previously having. And especially as the weather gets warmer and all these places that have giant patios and are built for these, giant crowds, I think they're hoping that, when things get really warm and nice, that we'll start to see some normalcy. But a lot of places are also telling me, like, yeah, Fridays and Saturdays are great. Everybody wants to do takeout. but then it's kind of dead the rest of the week. And it's kind of hard to figure out, how they're going to keep going. And I know, the small business loans are starting to roll out, but I don't want to say anybody feels extremely confident that that's going to solve all their problems right now.
Yeah.
Now, I know of a place that was scheduled to open. So they've been working to open this brand new restaurant, right? And they were scheduled to open right when everything shut down.
Yeah.
So
there's so many of those kinds of stories where it's like, you right before this, you saw Masuda Chow's announce that they're filing Chapter 11, literally days before the shutdown came. And you see places like Big Ditch announce a $40 million project to build a second brewery. And at the time you're thinking everybody was so excited, but now it just seems like we're in a different environment. And I know one place specifically that was going to offer basically buffet style offerings. And they're now concerned, they're not even open yet, but they're now concerned, are people going to want that in for the next year or two? Are people going to be hesitant about going to a place and standing in a line and, everybody's getting their food from this kind of communal area? It's weird. And you're right, though. You have seen a lot of communities, especially towns, like places like Hamburg or East Aurora, where those types of places just love to support their own businesses, buy everything they can from as local as they can. And that's great to see, because these restaurants and just small businesses in general need every help, every dollar they can get.
Right. So maybe an order of pizza on a Tuesday or a Wednesday from Sunny Red's as opposed to waiting for the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the key, is trying to spread it out as much as you can. And obviously it's hard to ask anybody in this climate to spend more money on food than they have or anything like that. Obviously, everything we always recommend online is always with an asterisk of if you can do this, don't, put your dire financial situation any worse. But we're trying to do our best to change our habits. There's a couple farms and things like that, Green Heron and Farmers and Artisans, where we're trying to get our groceries from a more local source that delivers, just to help out any, those extra $10 we might spend on groceries will go a lot further with those kind of guys.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? The farmer shares are starting as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And who knows what we're going to have for farmers markets. And we're seeing more and more farms offer delivery. Like I said, Green Heron basically once a week will say, listen, this is the day we're going to Clarence and Williamsville, and whoever wants beef or pork or anything like that, order now, and we'll make one big delivery that whole day, because there's, God knows where down south.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Native Offerings is one of the places that will, take a farm share. They'll bring it to central locations, one in Buffalo, one in Orchard Park. They'll do one up in Williamsville, and they'll sort of bring the truck, and you sort of go there, and you grab your stuff and get out. And usually there aren't too many crowds, so.
Yeah. A lot of these local farms, I mean, this is primarily their business. It's restaurants and it's farmers markets. So they need to find some way to sell their stuff.
I got you. Donnie Bartlett's on Buffalo Eats. Donnie, thanks for coming on the show. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Still to come. So we'll talk to Andrew Gallarno tomorrow. Andrew Gallarno from the Buffalo News. And he's got a couple of steps on how to keep your local restaurants still running, still moving.
And it is Takeout Tuesday, so think about takeout tonight.
Yeah, another thing to think about. Plus, an update on Tiger King. Apparently, a sheriff is working on a couple of cold case leads for Tiger King.